If you struggle with social anxiety, meeting new people can be a daunting experience, but with a few tips and tricks, you can overcome your anxiety. Hey, this is Wellness Warrior, and in this video, we'll share some tips for meeting new people, even if you struggle with social anxiety. First, let's understand social anxiety. Social anxiety disorder, also known as social phobia or SAD, is an overwhelming fear of a social situation. Social anxiety is the most common anxiety disorder that usually starts during the teenage years. It can be daunting and have a big impact on your life. Many people mistake social anxiety for shyness, but it's much more than just shyness. It's a fear that does not go away and affects our self-confidence, relationships, work or school life, and so on. For example, your mind races before getting up to deliver a public speech. You have butterflies in your stomach when the teacher asks you a question in front of the class, and so on. How do you know if you have social anxiety? You try to avoid situations where you might have to speak. You tend to withdraw from your personal and professional relationship. You usually avoid eye contact. You feel intense fear of interacting or talking to strangers. You worry about embarrassing or humiliating yourself. You hate being the center of attention. If you face these symptoms, you may have a social anxiety disorder or social phobia. Now you might be wondering, why me? Or what is the cause of my social anxiety? Like many other mental conditions, social anxiety disorder likely arises from a complex interaction of biological and environmental factors, such as family history, negative experiences as a child, childhood traits, and so on. Children who experience teasing, bullying, rejection, ridicule, or humiliation may be more prone to social anxiety disorder. Studies also suggest social anxiety disorder has connections to one's culture. In research conducted by neuroscientists, they find out that Asian cultures typically show the lowest rates, whereas Russian and American cultures show the highest rates of social anxiety disorder. Whatever the cause may be, it's best to seek help if you are facing social anxiety. Practicing meditation and forcing myself to talk to new people little by little was my way out of social anxiety. What are you doing to eliminate social phobia from your life? Let me know in the comments. Now let's talk about one of the best ways to reduce social anxiety and increase self-confidence. And no, it's not some ancient knowledge or some magical pills. It's much simpler than that. Just meet new people and talk to them. Now this may seem daunting to those who are suffering from social phobia, but don't worry. In this video, we will share some tips for meeting new people and talking to them. But before we do that, guys, be sure to like this video and hit subscribe, as it will motivate us to make more videos for you. Now let's talk about the importance of meeting new people. Meeting new people can be intimidating for people with social anxiety disorder, but meeting new people is incredibly valuable for personal and professional growth. Meeting new people broaden your horizons, expand your perspective, and expose you to new ideas, ultimately propelling you toward becoming confident and can help with social phobia. Now let's dive into the tips for meeting new people. Tip number 1. Start with small steps. Rather than diving directly into a big social event, start with smaller, more manageable steps. Practice making eye contact. Say hello to someone in the elevator. Next time when you go shopping, try and talk to the shopkeeper. You can say something like, "How was your day?" Or just say hello and the conversation will start automatically. Shopkeepers are the best kind of person to talk to for the initial phase, because you can just pay and leave if you feel discomfort. Tip number 2. Join groups or organizations that interest you. Whether it's a sports team, book club, or volunteer group, finding a group that you enjoy can make socializing feel less intimidating. This can be a great way to meet like-minded people. You can even find these groups online in places like Facebook, Discord, or forums. You can start talking with people in these groups online, and when you feel comfortable, you can visit and talk with them physically and participate in groups, programs, and functions. This is a great way to boost your self-esteem. Tip number 3. Practice active listening and ask questions. Practicing active listening and asking a question may sound complicated, but it's rather easy. People love to talk about themselves, so listening carefully by showing genuine interest in what others have to say and asking them questions can make social interactions feel more natural and enjoyable. Tip number 4. Challenge negative thoughts and focus on positive outcomes. When you're feeling anxious, it's easy to fall into a spiral of negative thoughts, but you must try to reframe your thoughts and focus on positive outcomes. Visualize yourself having a good time and making new connections. Who knows, a simple conversation or story of another person might be enough to make you motivated. and cultivate new ways of seeing or understanding things. By following these tips, you can learn to overcome social anxiety and make meaningful connections with others. Remember, it takes time and practice, but with persistence, you can become more comfortable in social situations. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay healthy, stay positive. This is Wellness Warrior, signing off.